What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ready, Set, Sell. My name is Michael Ciervo. Alongside with me, my unbelievable, high-energy, superstar salesperson extraordinaire, Mr. Donnie Wong.
What's happening in sales world?
You know, Donnie, I'm really excited about this show today.
This one's great. I feel like I should have done my hair at home. Tactical mistake, but I'm glad that we have an incredible guest who's going to make up for it.
You know, half the time when we go into sales, it's all about presentation, wouldn't you say?
Without a doubt.
Right. And sometimes I struggle trying to figure out what the heck am I going to wear? Am I on point? And I think as salespeople, we need to know what we're going to wear as we approach this meeting. What do you say?
Without a doubt. And that's why today, folks, we brought in a specialist. He's refined. He has an incredible aesthetic. Not only that, he has an ageless IQ, and he's going to shed some wisdom with us today. We have Jarod.
Yes, Mr. Jarod Ross is also known as the Fashion Sommelier. Check him out on Instagram. And Mr. Jarod, tell us a little bit about yourself.
How's it going, guys? So my name's Jarod, as you guys just heard from the introduction. So I am actually a young hospitality professional. Started in that. Sales have always been a fun point of mine. Fashion Sommelier is my personal brand, focusing on wine and fashion, how to fit what outfit to what situation. And I think that fits perfectly when you think about sales. You really got to think about how you're going to fit who you are, how you're dressed, into what you're selling.
You know, it's interesting, Jarod. When I take a look at you, you remind me of the movie The Kingsman. Like, tell me, was that any of the inspiration behind your brand?
Funny enough, it came after my brand inspiration came. My brand inspiration came from the idea that no matter where you're working, no matter where you are, when I was back at school, they always reminded us, wherever we go, we represent the school, we represent the job we go to. So I started realizing, you know, running around in t-shirt jeans all the time, not going to pay off for you. So I started playing around with suits, fell in love with them, and from there the inspiration kept growing as I went along.
Mm-hmm.
For our audience at home, can you break down your style?
Oh, my style, it's definitely, I like the word you used with refined, but it's a very modern conservative. I very much hold to that conservative old school style, double breasts, very plain patterns with pinstripes, polka dots, things like that. But I do like to play around, add some color, add some flair to it. You know, not sticking just to traditional, but very traditional.
And, you know, in sales, we're oftentimes, we wear a power suit or there's a certain outfit. What does that mean to you when you're thinking about when you're getting ready to leave the house, to go to work? What does that mean to you?
Well, something like that, to me, it definitely fits with that power suit. But that power suit only works if it's your power suit. Not everybody's going to have the exact same power suit. But there are like 5 key points that I like to focus on anytime I leave the house. These key points are your hair, your teeth, your clothes, your shoes, and most importantly, your attitude as you leave the house.
Love it. Love it. So walk us through the 5 steps. How do salespeople, you know, embody this? How do we take this? Because I know there are guys driving in the car, right, Donnie? And they're on their way to a meeting right now. You might be listening to this thinking to yourself, wait a second, there's 5 points. I need to take away something from this.
Perfect. So let's start with your hair. One of the key things you really got to focus on is just making sure that it is well put together. It does not have to be combed back. It does not have to be anything but your own style. But just make sure that it is well put together. Take that time, look in the car's mirror as you're stopped in the parking spot. Just look in that mirror and make sure, is it looking the way I want it to look? Do I feel confident in this?
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw in there as well, for those who maybe your hair game isn't tight just yet, go on a Google search, or my favorite is actually Pinterest, and look up men's hairstyles that fit your face type. And they'll have pictographs that show exactly face types and what types of haircuts fit the shape and form best.
So what's the style right now actually for men? I remember the pompadour was pretty big. You know, Bruno Mars was rocking a pompadour. What are people rocking now?
Style for men right now definitely very much hits that low fade on the sides with some type of old school slick back, or close to the pompadour but not quite, where you kind of get that faux hawk going in the front. A lot of people are loving that, but definitely that low fade on the side, and they play from there. You can get inspiration from shows like Peaky Blinders, The English Game, different things like that are those old school 1920s, late 1800s. Those are great inspirations people are using right now.
Like the Mad Men type look.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice and tight, right. Now, what's number 2?
Number 2 is your teeth. You never want to go out and forget to check your teeth. Maybe keep some floss in your car, maybe some toothpicks. Even without those, just the same thing as your hair, check that little mirror before you leave the car. It's one of the simplest things, takes maybe 10 seconds to do, but it can impact everything you do in the sales world.
Donnie, have you ever been in a meeting where the guy's staring just at your teeth and you got something stuck there?
I don't think it's at my teeth, and I don't think I've ever been that. And I'm always the guy that always tells you there's something in your teeth, where I won't let you sit in front of me with something in your teeth. I'll always tell you. So, and I haven't ran into that too much myself.
Cool. And number 3.
Number 3 is your clothes. It is too easy to just throw on your jacket, throw on your shirt, tie your tie real quick. But those things matter. So make sure that your collars and your cuffs are properly set. Make sure your tie is nice and neat. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be neat. And those things, again, it's that same thing as your teeth. It'll draw people's eyes away from what you're trying to explain. Maybe you have a presentation. But those things are definitely things that are going to take them away from it. It takes them out of the experience of maybe you're pitching this really great multi-million-dollar idea, but they don't care if they can't focus on that.
Mm-hmm. Can I jump in here real quick? Because earlier when we talked in this subject, you mentioned a few of the minutia, things about the back of the collar.
Yes.
Can you go into a few of those?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the key things, and I am notorious for calling people out on this, you'll find people going around and they'll have thrown their jacket on and it's nice and flipped up on the side. Now, that is one of the tackiest things I've seen, and I will, within reason, walk over to them and sometimes flip down their collars for them or just give them a slight nod like, hey, you might want to fix that. And then I find this a lot when you're wearing just a vest with a nice dress shirt tucked in, whether it's with jeans or with chinos, dress pants, slacks, anything. But your shirt will come undone on the back and start coming out, and it bunches up and it looks so tacky. And as you're walking away, maybe you're going to grab something during a presentation, you want to make sure that's fixed because people will notice that. And it's a simple cause to it when you're getting out of your car, or maybe you've been reaching for things. Maybe you had to grab that coffee mug from the top shelf of the cabinet. You just want to make sure that those things are paid attention to because it's simple to fix, but it can be drastically impactful into what you're doing.
So, you know, there are people who are listening to this in their car. They might not be able to see you, but if I were to describe you, you're wearing a double-breasted suit, beautiful lapel with a vest underneath, very, very refined. For somebody who finds that intimidating, how do they get into just that character if they don't wear suits regularly?
That really comes down to your own confidence. So find something that you like. Find the fit of the suit that works for you, that still fits within properly fitted to you. Whether it's a slimmer fit, maybe you like it a little baggier, all of that's fine, or you like it perfectly tailored. All of that's fine, but you do want to make sure that it is your confidence level. There's multiple types of suits. There's American, Italian, English, French, the 3 most common being the American, Italian, and English. And each of those are drastically different styles. So find what type works for you. Ask your local shop. Maybe it's an actual tailor. Maybe it's an off-the-rack shop. But just ask them of their different fits, and they'll be able to find you something that you feel confident in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, was that number 3 there?
Number 3 was the clothes.
What was number 4?
Number 4 is shoes.
Mm.
So shoes are a huge thing. Now, most people in the sales world will be wearing dress shoes, especially if that huge corporate sales. But even if you're wearing sneakers, you're in a smaller company, and that's what you guys are comfortable in, even white sneakers with a nice suit, those things are important to pay attention to how your shoes look. It's too easy to walk into a meeting with pure white sneakers and have them scuffed, those black marks on them. And that type of thing you want to just make sure is tidied off. Maybe keep a cloth in your car, some type of non-alcoholic wet wipe that you can just quickly wipe them down with. And in the sense of dress shoes, you can definitely make sure you polish them before you leave. But if you didn't have that chance, maybe you're wearing a pocket square, maybe you have some handkerchiefs, or maybe you can just go and grab a towel from somewhere. Mm-hmm. Use that to buff off your shoes a little bit. It gives that slight shine that really makes it stand out, because like all of these points of detail, they are details, and they are really going to draw people's eyes away from what you want to focus on. And once the eyes are drawn away, so is the attention.
Number 5 is the most powerful one. Just bring it home.
Attitude is your number one thing. It doesn't matter what you're wearing as long as your confidence and your attitude is the right attitude. Don't go in there thinking, oh, I can't do this. Oh, this is such a big deal that maybe I'm not prepped for. You know what? Whether you've prepped 100 hours or 1 hour or maybe none at all, just know that you're going in there with yourself and you are confident. Like, just give yourself that confidence. If you have the right attitude, that will save you so much stress going down, and it'll help out all your sales. Like, they'll see maybe you're not perfect at what you're presenting. Maybe there's some little nitpicks that they can pick apart. But if you had the right attitude, that's going to win people over quicker than anything else. So you go in there, you're positive, you're cheery, and you're just excited about what you're selling. Nothing else is going to win more than that.
That's right, sales guys. It's always about attitude, not just in how you approach the sales game, not just how you show up at the office or the field. It's in the way you dress. It's a way of life. It's how you jumpstart the day.
Absolutely. You know, I love it. Those are 5 action-packed things you got to think about. You think about your hair, think about your teeth, your suit, which is your outfit, your shoes, and of course your attitude. Someone once told me that fashion is a way to express themselves without saying a word. Certainly you are expressing yourself. We love all of these tips. Jarod, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Fashion Sommelier. And as well, I do have a website, not really going too hard right now, but it is fashionsommelier.com.
Love it, love it. Guys, so if you thought this was of value, click, like, and subscribe. Check out Jarod. He's amazing. Fashion Sommelier. Some fantastic tips he just shared with us. And of course, you're going to see more of them. So stay tuned, guys. Take care.